What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about a fragrance from the house of Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, and this one is called Harvest Moon. So on my left here I have the Aftershave Cologne, and on my right I have the Eau de Parfum Vaporizer Spray. And so I want to talk to you guys about these two fragrances here and what I get and what I experience, and what it's like, longevity, projection, sillage, because nobody ever seems to talk about it whenever they do a review. And I want to start with the Aftershave Cologne first, because I am a big Aftershave and Cologne guy, if you didn't know that. I have various Aftershave and Cologne splashes, or you can splash the fragrance on your skin and kind of spread it around. I do want to start off with the notes of Harvest Moon. So what you're going to get is oud or agarwood, green tobacco, black currant, tobacco absolute, hay absolute, Peru blossom, balsam, smoke, Spanish moss, and white sage. So, guys, it's a lot of notes. This is a very interesting and different fragrance. So different, in fact, I guess I could say it's unique, because I've never smelled anything like this. And it really caught me off guard, because when you read the notes, you're thinking, okay, oud, and you're thinking, okay, tobacco, and then you see the Spanish moss and the sage, the white sage, and the balsam, and just you're before you even smell this, you're in your mind thinking, okay, I think this is what this is going to be, and then you receive the fragrance and you spray it on for the first time, or you spread it on for the first time, and you're like, wow, I was completely wrong. And I was completely wrong, but in a good way, guys, because this stuff is really good. Okay, let me just start off by saying that this stuff is really good, really unique, really different. So different, in fact, that it's hard to explain, and so I'm going to try to do my best to try to explain this to you guys. So, like I said, we're starting off with the aftershave, and it has a little stopper up top there. And yeah, let's go ahead and spread some of this on. I just put a little bit in my hand, and so here we go. All right, and this is also my scent of the day, if I didn't mention that. I've been wearing this fragrance for like a week and a half, guys, trying to really understand what this is. And this one's different. This one, like I said, guys, this one is super weird. But what I first get is when I spread this on, I get a combination of some woodsy aspects. There is this light powderiness, and I also get this really nice tobacco note. Extremely nice tobacco note, guys. Let me just preface by saying this is one of those fragrances where the tobacco note really shines. I'm so happy, because it really does smell like a Swisher Sweet blunt wrap, which I am an extreme fan of back in the day when I used to smoke. But this is some good stuff. Now, the oud. The oud is nothing, it's nothing daring. It's not stinky at all. It really adds a nice woody facet to this fragrance. Really what this is, guys, is it's the oud in here is, just think of it as any other sort of wood, right? Gaiac wood, cedar wood, ebony wood, or whatever like that, right? So just think of it as a regular woody note in a fragrance, but there is some subtle smoke on top of that. So it's just slightly smoky, just slightly. Nothing barbecue, guys. It's nothing, like, it doesn't smell like a campfire, but there is some sort of smoke element in here up top, paired along with some of this almost like I said, there's some sort of powdery facet here that I just cannot put my nose on it, guys. It doesn't smell like baby powder. It doesn't smell like talcum powder. It doesn't smell like the Gold Bond powder. Nothing like that. It doesn't smell like makeup powdery. It doesn't smell like makeup powder at all coming from a makeup bag. It just, there's some sort of like fluffiness, almost like some sort of like chalkiness here, which is very interesting. Guys, that's like the best way I can describe this. There's also some sort of white sage in here. Right now, I've never smelled white sage before, but I have smelled sage by itself, and the sage note here is really, really beautiful. I think it adds some sort of spiciness to this, and which is a really nice touch. I really like that. Also, what you're gonna get is some black currant in here too, which adds this slightly tropical vibe, just very minuscule, guys. This is nothing like Bal d'Afrique by Byredo, or nothing like that, where it almost adds like some sort of like fruity element in here that does not smell fruity at all. I think that this adds some sort of just a dash of just subtle sweetness. And I also think that that tobacco note in here also adds just a subtle, just a tiny bit of sweetness, right? Just slightly. Like I said, the tobacco note in here kind of reminds me of some sort of Swisher Sweet wrapper / blunt that you can break down and roll up whatever that you want to roll up in and smoke it. That is kind of what this reminds me of here. Very, very nice, very, very awesome, guys. There's also some hay in here, which I find it adds some sort of dryness. There is a dry aspect about this fragrance, and it almost kind of reminds me of some sort of alfalfa in a field that's growing, and it's being ready to be processed, like to be picked up by the tractor and then dried out. And on a cool fall night, and there's like some sort of breeze that's blowing, and you're standing right in the middle of the field, and you just get whiffs of that. All combined. Like I said, this is so weird. This fragrance is so weird, but it works so well, and it's so hard to describe. And then you get some of that moss, which adds just this very green sort of touch to this. And that's what this is, guys. That is my best kind of descriptive how this fragrance plays. And it's not a linear fragrance either. Some days, I might get more of the tobacco, or other days I might get more of the sage, or more. One day I might get a lot more of that sort of very woody oud element in this fragrance. And it's just an ever-changing, ever-evolving fragrance that it always will surprise you, and it will change on you so quick, just like that, depending on how hot it is outside, if there's humidity, if there's no humidity, if it's windy. It just, a lot of factors kind of go into how the scent evolves over time. But what I can tell you is this is some sort of different take on a barbershop fragrance. And I say that this fragrance is very masculine, and the performance on the aftershave is pretty good, guys. I get at least 7 hours, okay? And that's just wearing the aftershave by itself, all right? That's just wearing the aftershave by itself. So 6 to 7 hours with the aftershave. This stuff is awesome. I think that comparing the two, right, the aftershave and the EDP, I think the aftershave has a little bit more of that tobacco absolute in here, or some sort of tobacco note in here, because I do pick up on a lot more of the tobacco note in the aftershave. It's not as there's a less of like a black currant note in here also, and that's the thing too. The aftershave kind of just differs just slightly from the EDP, and we're about to talk about the EDP next. So let's talk about the EDP. This was the aftershave. Some great stuff, guys. I believe the aftershave goes for $25, and you get 100 ml. So I want to talk about the EDP. Now the EDP is also good. It's also a great addition to have and to use them both. I recommend using them both. You can also pick up the shampoo puck or the body wash, which is a soap bar. I don't know. I probably plan on getting the soap bar too. I have the soap bar, the two other fragrances I have from this house too. But the EDP, let's spray the EDP on, right? So let's spray it on this hand. Now, I will knock it for this. The sprayers are really terrible. It barely sprays any juice out, but you don't really need a lot of sprays with this. I feel like the EDP has more of some sort of sage note in here. It has more of this, it has more of the moss, and it has more of the oud and less of the tobacco. But like I said, if you use the Aftershave Cologne plus the EDP, you kind of get the best of both worlds. And then I mean, seriously, guys, this stuff lasts at least 12 hours on my skin and on my clothes. It lasts even longer than that. But the EDP is really nice. I feel like it's more muddled. Like the notes are it's denser. Of course, being that it is an EDP and not a aftershave cologne, of course, guys, I just feel like the EDP just takes just a tad bit longer for the notes to kind of just separate themselves and be pronounced, because when you first spray this stuff on, it's just really just all right there, you know, and they're kind of fighting to take place. Once it settles down, then that's when the beauty of the EDP comes into play. And it smells almost identical to the aftershave, guys. Like I mentioned, just those subtle differences hit there make this just a tad bit different. But this is a 30 ml, and you can pick up the 30 ml for roughly around $49, which is kind of expensive for a 30 ml. That's almost at the price of Nasomato if you can find it for discounted. But really unique. You will not smell like anybody else. Guys, I've smelled a lot of fragrances in my time, and I've never smelled anything like Harvest Moon. So it is masculine. It's a different take on a barbershop, and the EDP will get you at least 10 hours of longevity. So let's just talk about longevity, sillage, and projection, right? So it will differ, guys. Some days I've had really good longevity and projection and sillage. Other days it's been kind of poor, lackluster. It just all depends on the weather. You know, I find that Harvest Moon, the aftershave and the EDP, I think that this works best like not super hot outside, but not super cold either. It's one of those fragrances where you're gonna spray it on or lather yourself with it, right? Man, the stuff smells good. Anyway, it's like one of those fragrances where you spray it on or you lather yourself with it, and it's gonna project, and the scent bubble's gonna be super big, right? For like the first 2 hours, 3 hours, and after that, it kind of dies down a little bit to about moderate, which I want to say is maybe like half an arm's length. And then after about that 5th to 6th hour, guys, it gets really close to the skin, which honestly I was kind of disappointed at first, but this is one of those fragrances that will reactivate as you go throughout your day. So when your body heats up a little bit, or depending on where you spray it on yourself, like your pulse points or whatnot, and especially if you spray it on your clothes, guys, you won't have no issues. But I just, you know, I wanted to mention that too. I've discovered that sometimes it's not really consistent with the projection, sillage, and longevity. Like I said, some days, you know, get massive projection, sillage, and longevity will be awesome. Other days, you know, not so much. About 8 to 7 hours of longevity. And that's using both of them, guys. So I will say after like that 10th hour mark, or maybe the 9th hour mark, you know, it's sitting really close to your skin. So, but it is a very lovely scent, very unique scent, and yeah, the people over there at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, they know what they're doing, at least, because I do own 2 other fragrances from that house, along with the soap bar and aftershaves. So guys, yeah, that was my review of Harvest Moon by Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and yeah, guys, like I said, super hard scent to describe, but it smells really good. I think it's masculine, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in another one of my videos. Thank you so much for watching the channel Loc'd. I'm your host, Dr.Goo, and you already know you can do anything that you put your mind to. Believe that. All right, guys, I'll catch you later, and stay safe out there, okay? All right. See ya.